Hello and welcome to Sew and Stack by AbaniZ. We are making a kid's tote bag this time. It's 13.5 inches in width and 12 inches in height. And it also has a depth of 2 inches. This bag has a lining and also an interface for steadiness. Let's get right into it. I have selected cotton fabric for this project and it is 15 by 14.5 inches in size. This is my outside fabric and these are all pre-washed to prevent any shrinking. You will need 2 from this. And for the lining, it also pre-washed cotton fabric measuring the same as the outside fabric layers. You will need 2 pieces. Since we are using interface in this bag, you are also going to need 2 interface layers measuring the same width and length. For the straps of the bag, I'm using these cotton bag straps. I got these from the Hobby Lobby and these are 1 inch in width and you can buy these in yards. First, we have to fuse the interface to our outer fabric layers. All interfaces come with an instruction and you can simply follow those steps to do the fusing. In this particular one, we need to place the wrong side of the fabric facing the shiny side of the interface and then iron it according to the instructions. I don't even enjoy this step, but interfacing gives steadiness to a tote bag and it looks pretty nice at the end. As you can see, these 2 are fused now and do the same using the other outer fabric layer and the interface. When you are done with fusing, cut out the interface parts that are not aligning with the fabric. Now place the right sides of the fabric facing each other and pin them at the 2 ends and at the bottom. Leave the top part open. If your fabric has a pattern, make sure you place them according to that. In this fabric pattern, there are butterflies and I placed them in a way they are flying upward. We are going to sew the 2 sides and the bottom. Do the same for the 2 lining fabric pieces. Place the right sides of the fabrics facing each other. Leaving the top side open, pin them at the 2 sides and at the bottom as well. Now start to sew from one of the sides by leaving half an inch seam allowance. Always make a little forward stitch and then backward stitch to secure the stitch at the beginning and at the ending as well. Remove the pins as you go. Stop the sewing and pivot when you are moving from one side to another. And start sewing again. Keep sewing till you get to the end of the other side. Trim the thread at the end. Do the same to the lining pieces as well. Sew around, leaving the top part open and with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Don't forget to backstitch at the beginning and at the ending. Remove the pins as you go and trim the thread at the end. As I told you, this bag has a depth of 2 inches and this is how we do it. Let's start with the outer part. Make a triangular shape using one corner of the bag in a way that the side seam is aligning with the bottom seam. Now measure 2 inches across. As you can see, 1 inch to the right and 1 inch to the left. Draw a line using a fabric marking pen and use a pin to hold it. Do the same to the other corner as well. If you want 3 or 4 inches depth, you have to mark 3 or 4 inches across. It is totally up to you. Now do the same for the 2 corners of the lining fabric bag. Remove the pin and start to sew on top of that marked line. Always do a backward stitch at the beginning and at the ending. Trim the thread at the end. Do the same for the other marked corner. When you are done with that, cut out this bulky part, leaving a 1/2 inch space in both corners. This is how it's gonna look. This way it gives a box-like depth to the tote bag. Now follow the same steps for the inner lining bag as well. Sew on top of the 2 marked corners. Cut out the bulky part out. We are almost there, and now flip the right side out of the outer fabric bag. Interfacing can be a pain sometimes, but it gives a nice finishing look to a bag. Make sure all the corners are out properly. Now enter the outer bag into the lining bag like this. Remember, we only flip the outer fabric bag. This way, the right sides of the outer fabric and the lining fabric are now facing each other. Before adding any straps, let's pin the 2 corners of the bag aligning with each other properly. Now let's add straps. Keep one of the straps in the shape of a handle like this and then place it in between the two layers. I'll leave them about 5 inches apart. If you are okay with the position, pin it to the fabric layers of that side. Now place and pin the other strap on the other side of the bag. Make sure 2 straps are aligning each other. Leaving 3 to 4 inches in between this area, we are going to sew all the way around. Leave a half an inch seam allowance and remember to backstitch at the beginning at all times. Because of the steadiness of the interface, it might get a little difficult to move the bag while you are sewing. So try to go slow, especially at the 2 corners. Stop the sewing, leaving that 3 to 4 inches space, and trim the thread. Trim all the threads around the bag before flipping the right side out. Now using the space you left, start to flip right side out. I left about 4 inches of space. Actually, this is not as hard as it seems. I also got the feeling, how can I flip the bag using this small gap? But it works if you leave about 3 to 4 inches space. You have to be a little patient, that's all. Place the lining inside, and the next step is to iron all the seams flat. This will take some time, and carefully iron all the edges and the entire bag inside out. Now we are going to do a top stitch all the way around, enclosing this opening. Try to sew closer to the edge of the bag to make sure the opening is properly enclosed. Trim the thread at the end, and you got yourself a cute tote bag. Because this is a kid's tote, I would like to go one step further and do another round of top stitch right below the one we just did. That way, this bag will be in good shape for years to come. By doing so, it will give more strength to the straps. This step is totally up to you. Trim the thread at the end. And this is how it looks. A kid's tote bag with lining and interface for steadiness. I think it turned out okay, and I hope you all try this one out. Please subscribe to the channel to see more DIY tutorials. Thank you for watching, and I'll join you in the next one.